Demons Discuss, Take 48, the one with Festivus for the rest of us.
Welcome to Demons Discuss, and the unofficial podcast about the All Souls universe and the topics that orbit it. We are your hosts, Angela, Jean, and Valerie. I'm Valerie, and with me is Angela and Jean. Hello, people.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, world.
Hello, world.
Hello. It's getting to be that way with our worldwide domination in effect.
I'm telling you. Wow.
I know. Hello, Kenya.
Yes.
Kenya, we keep picking on you.
Stick with us.
Picking on Kenya. We are thrilled to be.
We have one in Egypt now, too.
The pyramids and elephants? Maybe we'll get invited on a safari someday.
Oh, my God.
Kenya and Egypt, here's your assignment. You need to tell a friend, just one friend.
We want to see two of you in each of your countries. Yes, that would be great. And for the rest of you, San Jose, Dallas.
Tell two friends.
Tell two friends. Chicago, there was I think 96. I looked it up the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicago, get on it. It's going to get cold. You're going to want to stay in and listen to us.
Yeah.
Talk stupid.
And unfortunately, we can't fudge the Chicago numbers early and often. So
no,
you just got to do it the old fashioned way and listen.
Yeah. Okay. So you're probably wondering what this show is about.
So are we.
So are we.
When we find out, you'll find out.
Right. We're kind of in holiday mode. We are not structured. Just think of us as we just ate the Christmas beast and we're chilling in front of the fire and just talking. We're just here talking about things.
Yeah. For now, we're going to get out our Festivus poll.
That's right.
Air some grievances. That'll be our last thought.
You want to air some grievances? What was the other parts of the Festivus, though?
Feats of Strength.
Yeah.
Feats of Strength. Let's talk about Feats of Strength. What are your feats of strength this year? Your personal feats of strength. Think about that.
Oh, that's easy. All the frequent flyer miles I got this year running around all over the place. The fact that I haven't had a nervous breakdown is my feat of strength.
I'm right behind you. That is definitely my wrestling match is currently with time, and
yes,
it might as well be a resolution as well. Well, you know what? I will not. I'm wrestling with time, but I have to say I will not give in and miss any of my kids' stuff. I'm just not. I won't miss any family stuff because it's just not worth it in the long run. And it might put me more behind, but I can't do it.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Looks at me. Nope. Yep. Okay. I have no feats of strength. My feats of strength have been just feats of hanging on.
Yeah.
This year, I guess personally, life went crazy. Fandom life went crazy for us, didn't it?
Yes. Exciting.
A lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff happened this year. A lot of stuff is going to happen. And
where did we start the year? We started the year with filming taking place.
Yes. Wasn't filming done by the end of the year? No.
February. They
February.
didn't finish till the end of February.
That's right. So yeah, filming was taking place, just anticipating things, and now it's happened. Now it's there.
It was just a big year in the fandom as we thought it would be, because filming was taking place, the con was shaping up, Times Convert was being finalized.
Yes.
And a lot of things that were in the first half that were being planned came to fruition in the second half.
Well, there were 2 book releases.
Yes.
For the UK, the TV show. So that's bam, bam, bam. They got it all this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of getting it to all this year. I don't know. I don't know how else to put that. Feats of strength. That was my feat of strength. Just hanging on, getting us through this.
You did spectacularly. Definitely a feat of strength.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Now I'm just chilling. Hi, everybody. I'm just chilling. What else?
How are you doing with, speaking of which, how are you doing Christmas-wise?
Christmas-wise? Well, I bought an iron tree to my kids' chagrin.
You had your eye on that for a while.
Yes, I do.
You absolutely love it? I love ours.
I love the iron tree, and it's a 10-footer, and I love it. It's gorgeous because you can just hang things on there. The cats don't mess with it because it's heavy. It's not going to tip over. And I don't know. I think my kids are like, but I want a real tree. I'm like, you guys are grown. Go buy your own.
Right.
I feel like such a Grinch, but I think that's perfect for me.
You've already made the memories for them.
I did. And that was a lot of work. Mm-hmm. I'm done. I like the iron tree. Woo. I mean, that's like a Festivus pole, a fancy one.
Well, I'm trying to think what else is a feat of strength. We figured out my microphone. That was a feat of strength.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to tell the audience. Do you mind what we did to fix it? Okay.
No.
All right. So audience,
I'll own it.
We had a problem with Jean kind of sitting back, talking to us on the microphone. And that presents a problem with this particular microphone because you need to be close up so it doesn't pick up any background noise and for it to get your full bass and tone and everything. And Jean has a wonderful voice. However, we weren't getting it. She would sit back and relax and talk, but we'd get all the background noise and I'd have to noise reduce her and she'd sound terrible. So our solution was to name the microphone Michael Fassbender.
It worked.
And now she gets up there and whispers sweet nothings into Michael's ears.
Or something.
Sweet
somethings.
You know what, though? That might put us back to the original problem of...
Oh, Lord.
I can't stop laughing about it because you're like, Jean, this is like a year or two ago. You're like, Jean, what are you doing? She's like, I'm holding the microphone.
Oh, my God.
And now that it's Michael Fassbender, it might go back to that.
Yeah. Don't caress him. Just whisper. But yeah, her microphone is now named Michael Fassbender because, yes, that's how I can get her to get up close and personal with her microphone. So,
and you sounded fantastic, Jean, in the last episode. I'm in love with that episode. It was I'm talking about the con one with Laura. So if people haven't listened to it, definitely it's worth your while. Even if you're not going to the con, it's worth listening to because it's very helpful.
You guys are ridiculous because, okay, listen, Jean heard the episode, the after show episode with just you and me and was like, I love that episode. I was like, it's no different than any other episode. Okay. And then Angela, you weren't on this episode. You're like, I love that episode. I'm like, oh my God.
I think because I'm just an objective listener. It's not, and actually, it was actually nice to like listen to the show without me in it. I don't know. It sounds weird, but I liked it.
Let's also be 100% accurate. I really love that show and it broke my heart because I loved it so much because I wasn't in it.
Oh. See, and I look at it the total opposite. I'm like, I don't think it was good because I wasn't in it. I think it was good because you guys just did a great job.
Yay! We did a great job. That was due to Laura. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah.
Waiting on your friend of the pod t-shirt. It'll be there soon. Yay! Shelley, yours too. Yay! Well, we're not structured or anything, but I do want to thank our patrons this year.
So thankful for them.
Thank you.
Very, very, very thankful.
I'm not going to do a little ad read and why you should become a patron, but I'm going to tell you what our patrons have helped us do. They helped us get software so we can process our files and you can get a good, clear, crisp recording out of just us tooling around with Michael Fassbender and the other two mics. So it worked out really good. We bought new microphones. We bought new microphone stands. We bought Alphonic, which is used by the big guys like NPR and all those other NYC radio podcaster places. So that's why we sound so good because I'm able to process us like pros. What else did they do? We're able to have more swag. We're able to have more giveaways. We don't have to come up with $50 worth of postage if we're sending something overseas. You're helping with that. So big thank you to our patrons. And if you'd like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/Demons Discuss. Not an ad, just a big thank you.
Yeah.
And it keeps us going. It's really, really helped. It's kept us strong.
I'd say the two things we hear the most is that our audio has improved and I forgot the other one as I say it. But no, the audio has improved a ton. I mean, I I remember I just dipped in on an early episode, and it's amazing how different it is. And all thanks to the tools that we get to use to make that happen. Oh, the other thing, sorry, I just remembered, the no advertising. And I mean, unless you listen to podcasts a lot and realize, hey, all of a sudden they're about to tell you something and then here comes the underwear ad. You don't realize like how annoying that is. But that's the two things.
Me undies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not a sponsor of us, by the way. I'm just using them as an example. Yeah, underwear commercials, mattress commercials. So that's really cool. So Patreon was a big help.
Or even, which I didn't make much sense, like when sometimes podcasters will say our sponsor, and it's like a podcasting sponsor. And it's like, that's great that you will say that, but it doesn't mean anything to your listeners. They're not doing a podcast.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's like, oh, our podcasting sponsor. It's like, yeah, but I'm not buying a podcast or I'm not going to make one. Yeah. So why is this for me? So yeah, it's really hard, especially when there's only certain companies that will advertise on podcasts. And you do need that revenue to run a podcast, because we had no idea. We didn't know.
No.
Sure, you can run a podcast for free, but it will sound like it's for free. It will sound free. Well, I'm not going to say any names. I listened to one, and that one sounded free. You know which one I'm talking about. Yeah. New person on the blog. They have one episode up. Sounded free.
They need to get in the closet at the very least.
I have the closet, I'm telling you. Okay. I don't know if a lot of our listeners know two of us record in our closets. True statement. We do. We're not just joking. When I say I'm going to pee in the closet. No, I am actually sitting in my walk-in closet with a TV tray, my computer, a mic stand, my microphone close to my mouth because I'm making sweet love to it. Yay. And yeah, this is how we record. Do you know why? Because it makes a great sound booth. The clothes absorb all the sound, so there's no echo. Jean, too.
Yep. Only I sit on the floor.
I don't know how you do that. How do you sit on the floor without your butt going numb?
I've got a pillow for my butt. Actually, a dog bed. I sit on a dog bed.
Maybe that was the problem. So
and Grandma's my back bolster, so.
Oh, okay. That's cute.
She snuggles up.
So you sit on the floor. I didn't know that about you.
I didn't either.
I didn't know you were sitting on the floor.
I've always been one for sitting on the floor, except since we've moved into this house, there really isn't a couch to use as a back bolster without it sliding across the wood floor, so I don't do it so much anymore.
Right. And Angela records from her basement.
Mm-hmm. Well, we won't talk about the basement.
Yeah, let's not.
We already had a talk with those guys, though.
Yeah, this is true.
So what else around the holiday of Festivus do we need to do? The Feats of Strength. We did that.
We did that.
Yes. The airing of grievances we do every day.
Yeah.
We do that every show, pretty much. We save it for the show lately.
I mean, in general, though, how can you not vent to your BFFs or whoever, your confidants? Because you'd go insane if you couldn't air your grievances.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. People who don't air their grievances are just a disaster waiting to happen.
Festivus miracles. Okay. So let's talk about the miracles of this year.
Okay. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I'm ready to hear yours.
I don't know. I don't know.
There's 11 people listening now.
Yes.
That's
a
Festivus miracle.
Yes. Woo.
Thank you.
All 11 of you.
Yes.
We've raised the number one.
Festivus miracle number 2, the Philly Con.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a miracle I got out of there alive.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Yeah, that's true.
You can cut this out, but it reminded me in the con episode, why was your trip $82? You just went to the train station in New Jersey?
She was talking about the Uber.
The Uber $82 because we got Uber Black. It was the only Uber available.
Yeah, we were in Uber Black. Well, no, we were in Uber Black, and then it was like we went to the train station, and then we had to kind of double around because of the construction.
Yeah.
We ended up going not the most direct route because they had everything going towards the train station all torn up, and he had to do side streets because it was at a standstill on the interstate. And he did a good job. I mean, he got us both there on time, considering the fact that it was a parking lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah. I had to take a train to Newark Airport, and she had to go to the regular airport. And then, of course, it was an Uber Black, so I ain't mad at it. We were sitting in the Escalade, just chilling. Yeah. I'm so keeping that in.
I'm like, $82. Did they drive you to Newark Airport?
No, I remember like when we called the Uber after we had said goodbye to you, we had breakfast, and then we were like, oh shit, we got to pack and go.
Yeah.
So
and that restaurant was cold.
Yeah.
And they overcooked my egg Benedict.
It was,
Oh. It's like, who wants soft-boiled eggs on your egg Benedict? That was like such a disturbing concept. Somebody special ordered. I got somebody else's order. They ordered it that way.
Yeah. So, yeah, we were running really late. So you want to see Jean and Valerie move fast?
We can. That's another Festivus miracle. We can move fast if we need to.
That is a Festivus miracle.
We packed everything except for Jean's bow and arrow.
Yes.
I don't think they know about that yet.
If it wasn't...
No, they did. They called Angela to find out where they wanted me to ship.
Yeah, they did. That was me in Messenger. Jean, the hotel called. What do you want to do with your bow and arrow?
They were so concerned about that. It was hilarious.
And she purposely said, I'll just leave this here for somebody else. I don't have time to pack it.
It was like, you know what? This is too much hassle to carry back. And it was like $15. So I'm like, if I ever need another one, I'll just buy it.
Yeah. I'd say too bad the dress wasn't like some giveaway, because you could have just left it with the dress, the green dress.
Oh God. Yeah. But I'd never give away that dress. That dress I found in a vintage shop.
Oh, speaking of Festivus miracles, I had like an epiphany the other day.
Oh, you can tell.
Okay. So do you remember, and I know I forgot what episode it was. It was one when Diana, it was one of her pre-wedding festivities, and she was dressed in a green and silver dress, right? And we were wondering about the colors, and was there any significance? So one of our recent episodes, we were talking about Jeffrey, how he saw her colors, and she's green and silver like the goddess. And I was like, oh,
the wedding dress.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was one. I don't know. When you have crazy sleep schedules, things come to you at really odd hours. So yeah, that came to me. And I had another epiphany, but that's reference to TV show, so I'm going to hold it.
Oh, I want to hear it. All right,
I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it because all in good time. I don't think Sundance Now and Shudder would be happy if we told it.
No. Negative.
Yeah. Nope. So,
but back to the wedding dress. I mean, that was based on a real painting, and I love how all Deb's stuff just fits. I mean, everything is orchestrated perfectly.
Yay. It's as if she planned it. And I don't think, and that's another thing though. I don't think it is possible for a human to plan all the little coincidences. I think she has all these things just stored in the back of her head and they just come out.
Yeah. I mean,
and then I don't know. I don't know if she's like, oh yeah, I planned it that way. Oh shit. No, I didn't. You know what I mean? I just think I think she has all this knowledge and it just flows out on the page.
Suppose you know that the goddess color is green and silver. That painting could catch her eye and be like, like Timothy, that's the one.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Just like her music.
You mean like on her Spotify playlist?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my Festivus miracle. Yay.
That's a good one.
How about you guys?
I think a Festivus miracle having nothing to do with me other than showing up is keeping our fortnightly schedule except for one time.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that is miraculous. Especially this year. Like I'm saying, my feat of strength is hanging on. That's a miracle as well. That is a miracle as well. But I'm so thankful. And you know what keeps us going is the feedback and our listeners and the positive flow that keeps gas in our tank. So that's great.
That's it. And it's also our therapy session. If people don't realize that or not, I don't know, but it's therapy for us too.
Definitely keeps us sane.
And it's so different hearing each other's voices versus typing. And I almost prefer this, almost. Sometimes I just don't have time for it. I almost prefer talking to you guys and hearing you.
Yeah. There's sometimes I have a story. I'm like, I'll just wait till we record.
Do you have any of those stories?
No.
Oh, damn it.
No. It wasn't the story. It was just who I wanted to set up in the entertainment world.
Oh, yeah, that was it. We'll leave that for the after show. You know what? We do have some messages.
We do?
Yes, we do. Here's a speak pipe from Wendy.
Hello, Lady Demons. It's Wendy. I'm not only getting in under the deadline, but instead of an email, I thought I would shoot you a speak pipe, something new for me. So these are my All Souls holiday thoughts. Like many of us in the All Souls world, this seems to infiltrate just about every area of my life, which I am perfectly happy with. But for the past 2 years, I've managed to find a quote in the books that speak to Christmas celebrations. And I've taken this quote and made it part of the homemade cards that I make and send out. So friends and family that have read the books get the quote, and those that haven't get a generic Christmas type quote. The other thing that keeps dawning on me for this Christmas is now that I'm focusing more on Christmas, it means that the countdown to Christmas is taking over a little bit the countdown to the 8 Out TV show. Having said that, once the countdown to Christmas is over, it will be less than 4 weeks till the TV show hits my screen. So that's amping the excitement up a little bit more. Thanks, ladies. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye, Wendy.
Thank you.
Yay. Bye, Wendy.
I love her All Souls incorporation into her Christmas cards.
Do you guys incorporate All Souls in your other life? I tend to keep them separate.
I don't think I do.
I don't either. Nobody'd get it.
I think
plus,
I think it's very compartmentalized.
Yeah, me too. I tend to keep them separate. Except for, okay, I have a leaky family that has told people that I do a podcast. So now people at Robert's work listen to me.
I love that, though.
I think that's great.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Oh, Port Orchard Post Office.
Your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law listens.
Hello, brother-in-law.
Hello, brother-in-law.
Hi, Adrian, if you're listening. Devin listens to help her go to sleep.
Aw. Were Devin's bedtime story? That's kind of disturbing.
I was a little insulted, but then she was like, but it's your voice. It's soothing.
You know what? On my last trip to New York, I listened to one of my favorite podcasts, The Bowery Boys. I immediately fell asleep. I mean, but it was so good because I do like their content. I'm like, so somewhere I'm learning about Peter Stuyvesant and I know all about him. I just, he's in my subconscious right now. But there was something soothing about it. She's right.
Yeah. She's like, it's just familiar voices in the background and it's nice. I feel safe and comfortable. I'm just like, okay. So yeah, Devin sleeps to us. So
nice.
Other than that, I keep it very separate unless people would look in my guest room closet and say, hey, why do you have all those books? So, yeah, no.
Definitely compartmentalized for sure.
Yeah.
And what's scary is my kids, because of just being in the car or having me podcast in the basement sometimes when they're home, they always say kids know way more than you think that they know, but they really do know all about this. Like what the book covers look like. They could see the cover without the words and they would know that's a Discovery of Witches. I mean, or they would know, like when we used to make videos, they would know those songs. And I mean, they know too much. And not in a bad way. I'm just saying, I don't tell them, but they know.
They know it. Yeah. It's going to stick in their head for a long time. Mm-hmm. That Kings of Leon song, Closer.
Yes.
Devin loves that song. I was like, really? You're a fan of Kings of Leon? She's like, no, I used to hear it all the time upstairs when I was studying. And I think Closer was in one of our videos. And that was one of the ones that was kicking my ass because I had to have to play it over and over and over again to get it right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she loves that song. So there's that. Thank you, Wendy. And now we have one from Lauren.
Hi, demons. This is Lauren. I just wanted to say, yo, Saturnalia. I also want to say thank you for doing the podcast and all of the social media. Loved meeting you guys at the con, and I look forward to seeing you again in Cardiff with all of our other friends. Thank you for being part of my chosen family. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and Happy New Year. Bye now.
Aww. Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you for being part of our chosen family.
Absolutely.
Too.
I have no words.
I know.
I just thank you, Lauren. That's so sweet.
And for Klimt.
Especially, I mean, we all go through times and we won't go into it, but we've had friends that have gone through some bad times this year too. And the fact that we can all rally together and hang in there and support each other is important. So
yes, that is our Festivus miracle.
Yes. one of them anyway. Here's another one. We have a brand new discusser.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Nice.
And I will read this. I'll try to read this without bungling up anything. She says, this is from Carolyn. Welcome, Carolyn. Yay. Hello, demons. This is my first ever email to you all. I really enjoy your podcast. I have only found the All Souls trilogy this year. When I discovered there was a TV show called A Discovery of Witches coming up, I started reading the first book before the show started. I liked it so much, I rushed through the other books when the TV show was on the TV. At present, I'm on my second read of Shadow of Night while listening to your podcast. With regards to my All Souls holiday thoughts, my favorite part of the book is when Diana and Matthew spend time with Philippe over Christmas. I love how they cover more than one religious festival throughout the parts of the book. I won't give you spoilers for the TV show, but I so enjoyed the series and tried my best in order to get the word out there via Twitter in order for the series to get renewed for future seasons. I cannot wait to see whom they cast for big characters in the show. I love all the congregation scenes in the series. I am definitely Team Baldwin. He seems a typical villain in the books, but gets his redemption at the end. I watched the Baldwin scenes. It really helped knowing the entire books. I hope they continue these scenes in season 2. Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn, and welcome to Discusserdom.
Thank you.
Yay! So another Team Baldwin, guys.
Yay.
You are not alone.
Finally. Angela, we're going to need to order up a second bus.
Yeah, I know.
Pardon my coffee.
Although we are team original, we don't
OG.
see him as we're OG, but we're also I've never seen him as a villain.
No, not in a million years.
Not disagreeing with Caroline, but I'm just saying everyone has a different perspective and read on him.
I think Carolyn's perspective, I think what she was trying to say there is he seems a villain to many people, but he's not.
Right.
And that's her thing. So do I have any bus sound effects?
Oh gosh, do we have air brakes? I think we need air brakes.
Oh yeah, there we go.
You know, like the sound it makes when the door closes. And the
Get on the bus, Carolyn. That's awesome.
I would like to take a time I would like to take a time walking trip and create a new stream in a parallel universe where I've never read the books and I've only seen the TV show. Because I want to know what that's like to see the TV show and to do it the opposite way, to see the TV show and then read the books. Because you find it so engaging.
Without giving spoilers, considering we've binged, without giving spoilers, I would say I would enjoy it thoroughly.
Yes.
I would have a lot of questions.
Yes. Or
I would.
I guess. I mean, I would have a lot of questions, but there's sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know that to ask the question.
Right.
True. So true.
I guess I would have questions like, but why, but how, but
yes.
But a lot of the things were explained in the books very thoroughly. So you know the but whys and you know the but hows, but still there's a lot of but whys, but hows. So,
right.
Yeah. You want to go to Ask a Demon? You want to tackle these questions?
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
Gosh, yes.
So instead of housekeeping, folks, we're going to do Ask a Demon. And the thing was, it had to be via SpeakPipe or Google Voice. So this one's from Shelley.
Salutations, demons. It's Shelley scowling at you for making us do this phone call thing. But granted, some of us are lucky enough to hear you weekly, so I guess fair is fair. Here is my question. You are able to ask Deb one last question. Last question. Only one. What would it be?
Oh, that's an evil question.
It's an easy one for me. But anyway, what's you guys' last question? What would it be?
Mine doesn't even have to do with the All Souls universe.
Okay.
I just always wanted to ask her this, and maybe I would check it off. If I could ask her at the next con or whatever, I can check it off and have a new answer. But I've always wanted to know in the Tudors, which I've never seen the extended version because I heard that she's like on the DVD set. She's in the like making of clips because she was consulted. You remember, Jean, if she was consulted or why she's on, if they show her as a historian?
I'm really embarrassed. I have no idea because I wasn't even aware of this. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I never
news to me.
Yeah, well, maybe I should do some homework in the near future when I do have time to look at the Tudors set. I'll go to the library and get it. But I thought that someone said that she was in a clip at the after show. Yeah. But anyway, so she is a historian of that time period. But I always wanted to know if in the series Henry Tudor, at the same time that Thomas More was beheaded, he screamed out like he was in agony and that he really it was close to him at one time, and now he's losing him for all the reasons that happened in history. I know it's dramatized, but I always want to ask her, was he just straight ruthless and he could cut off emotions, or did he really feel something for Thomas More and the loss of him? So it has nothing to do with All Souls Universe, but I always wanted to know that.
Okay.
You know me for historical accuracy. So
Right. Okay. How about you, Jean?
The final question I could ask Deb. What's that damn goddess story?
That was mine.
And she knows it.
Yeah. What the hell is that? What was Isabel going to tell Diana? Because she doesn't know.
You can have that. You can have that one. My other one, the other one I should say is just what the hell is Philippe?
What is he?
What is he? I don't think he's just a straight vampire.
Did he start as a vampire, or was he a god, or
was he something else?
Okay, so
was he an Athenoi, or who knows? Something in between. I really think he is like an in-between evolutionary change, like the step from the immortals to the creatures,
and why he has that quote in the Book of Life. He's the in-between guy.
See,
Shelley should have qualified her, because I know I'm going to get a response to my question. You won't get a response to your question.
I don't think I'm going to have one for mine either.
Yeah. But those are good questions.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good one.
Whisper the answer in my ear, Deb. I'm on my deathbed. This is my question. I can't tell anybody because I'm going to be dead in a minute. There you go.
Oh, that's great. Okay. All right. So our next one is from Melanie. And let me cue that one up.
Hello, lovely demons. This is Melanie from Los Angeles. Finally leaving you guys a voicemail. So let's get to the Ask a Demon segment. We all know in the All Souls universe, scents and smells are woven throughout the story and ascribed to many of the characters. And so my question for the three of you is, what do you think is your own demon-y scent? And as for me, I'd say I am a combination of vanilla, allspice, and wood smoke. Talk to you soon, ladies. Demon-y kiss. Mwah.
Oh, thank you, Melanie.
Hey, Melly Mel. I love that question.
All right. So what's yours?
Depends if it's winter or summer. Summer, yes. And this is actually a Joe Malone scent, but it's the Artemisia and leather.
Okay.
Which was that Bloomsbury scent, which they had a limited edition of. But yeah, I think that's pretty me. And winter is a combination of leather and wood smoke and custard berry tart.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds yummy.
You know, it does smell yummy. That was what they mixed up for me. I had mixed up in Salem.
Nice.
Very nice.
It does smell like me. So
how about you?
I think I'd be a little bit like Fernando, where one of his scents is bitter orange or Seville orange, and that gives way to his origin. So I think I would definitely be citrus, and being Mexican, Italian, and Portuguese, I would be, like a blood orange and maybe a pomelo, and then something, maybe a key lime or something. So covering all of my nationalities. And of course, a little bit sweet, a little bit sour.
Yay.
Ooh.
Pretty cool.
I think you'd have a little bit of like a sweet basil too, a little bit green.
Yeah, I could do that too. Otherwise, right now in my real life, I smell like stress and other people's money.
Oh, God. What do you smell like in your real life?
What do I smell like in my real life? Coffee and night sweats.
I smell like JP8, which is jet fuel, and Dark Magic, which is a Keurig coffee thing that I bring to work so I can have like cup after cup after cup of coffee.
What would your nice smell be?
You're right.
I don't know. JP8 smells pretty good. I grapefruity. I love grapefruit. I love the smell of grapefruit.
Yes, I do too.
Both of my scents, one is Givenchy. This is winter. It's an old school scent, but I love it. I water it down when I wear it. Is Festivus. And every time that is a bold choice. That is an off the beaten path choice. Very nice. I love it because Devin, every time she smells it, she's like, it smells like you. And I'm like, oh, it's just such a good feeling. I love it. I like it to smell like me because the first time I ever smelled it was on this lady just walked past me in the elevator and it wasn't overpowering. She had it down because people can overuse this scent a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you can do your 2 wrists and your neck, you're done. That's too much. Yeah. But she gave me the secret. She walked by and I was like, oh, what is that scent? You smell wonderful. I just wanted to hug her because she smelled so good. And she's like, it's an older scent. It's Festivus, and you can't use too much of it. You have to use just a little. That was it. And Baby Doll is Yves Saint Laurent, and it's grapefruit. It's got some vanilla in there, and that's my summer scent. That's what I like.
Most of my scents are more wintry because I can't wear green around Al since he's so freaking allergic to everything. Like green tea, forget it. He's got to leave the house because he can't stop sneezing.
Oh wow,
it's bad. It's bad.
Wow.
But most of mine have been changed over the years.
Yeah, mine too.
Which just they got rid of they took Paris off the market, and what they brought back on smells nothing like the old Yves Saint Laurent Paris.
Oh, they changed the formula.
Yeah, because that was real pretty with sandalwood and rose and some other things. And it was all natural rose oil and not the synthetic stuff.
Right.
And I think they discontinued Todd Oldham entirely, which was really nice because it was kind of like cocoa. It had like the chocolate and the vanilla notes, but it wasn't quite as strong.
Oh.
I love it. At least I still have some left.
You know what they changed the formula of that I'm really upset about? I don't even know how you pronounce it. It reads like fracas.
Oh, that is fracas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great back in the day.
Yeah, but I smelt it recently. My mom used to wear that. I smelt it recently. I'm like, this is not the same. It doesn't.
Was that another
tubular?
I think that was another one that had sandalwood in it, isn't it?
Yes, and it had what tuberoses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one was beautiful, and sandalwood oil got super expensive. Was part of it.
I mean, it smells similar, and it still smells good, but it doesn't have that rich, deep smell.
The note, it doesn't have like that deep note at the end of it.
So yeah, we've just turned into a perfume commercial.
But it's not a commercial because most of the ones we're talking about you can't get anymore.
No, that's true. It's nostalgia. Yeah. I haven't worn perfume in about 25 years. I have one of those sniffers that smell too much.
Oh, yeah.
So
you get overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a pregnancy thing or?
No, I don't know. I've always been like that. I mean, even my mom came over for Thanksgiving and I'm like, oh, I could smell that you just made. And it was like lemon meringue pie that was in the other room but she didn't bake it in the house. She just brought it in,
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying.
So when you first read this series, when Deb was describing the smells, I'm sure it perked you up since you're so sensitive to smell.
Yes, it did. I loved that. I loved that though.
Yeah.
I loved how she used it to say other things about the characters.
Yes,
too. I thought that was just fascinating and debating about just exactly what that meant. Cause I mean, like Miriam's scent was,
oh yeah,
crazy town. And then when I finally smelled it, it's like, oh my God, it smells like Dr. Pepper. That was the best part. I'm like, this is great.
Who knew Dr. Pepper smelled so good? But I take it it's one of my favorites too.
But the old school Dr. Pepper is like a gajillion spices, ingredients and fruit juices and everything else. So it really makes sense. It really did make sense at the end of the day. And the birthplace of Dr. Pepper is just down in Waco. There's some trivia for you, folks. You can get the original Dr. Pepper down in Waco.
All right. So we have another Ask a Demon.
Okay.
And this one's from Anna.
Thank you, Anna, in advance.
Thank you, Anna.
And not in the thank you in advance shitty kind of way.
Yeah. Lawyer kind of way.
Yeah.
Hi, Demons. This is Anna from London. My question for you is, how did you guys become such great friends? What brought you together is rather obvious, but how did you manage to click over distances and, obviously realities of everyday life and all the duties that we all have? I'm quite curious. I guess I could make it a more general question. How do people make friends when they are adults, when they have work, when they have families? It is, I guess, a question that interests me because I have the specific situation that I live quite far away from home. I've worked and lived in so many countries, and as the older I get, the more I feel like, I would love to be able to be making friends easily, as easy as it was at school or at university. As to your question of what's my unsolved story, very simple. I was simply looking for some reading inspiration, reading through Tumblr. It was actually more like posts connected with Outlander community. So yeah, I got hooked over a year ago, just as the show started being shot. And not a day has passed since that I haven't thought or did something connected with Unsolved. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot.
It's great hearing
That's
from
fantastic.
you, Anna.
Wow.
Anna, gosh, I could just listen to your accent all day long. It's
I know.
beautiful. Oh, great.
That deep voice. You know what? We need to get her a Michael Fassbender so she can make sweet love to our microphone. She's like the opposite end of Lauren in great voices, you know?
Yeah,
like
I know.
You have your
It's
deep
so
alto
rich.
and mezzo soprano over here. Oh, beautiful. Just a symphony. Anyway, so do we want to tell the story of how we became friends?
Sure.
Okay.
It's not bad. I mean, it's the reason we're recording today.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. We just sort of did.
It's one of those stories we feel like people have heard several times, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who haven't.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right, gather around, kids. It's story time. Pull up your chairs.
Can we have Devin do a story time blurb for us?
Story time. Oh, you know what? That's going to be a request. Here we go. I'm going to ask her to do one. Anyway, I can only tell you from my perspective. So 2011, I read A Discovery of Witches, late 2011, because my mom said, hey, you might like this book. So after I read it over Christmas, I started bugging her. I was like, well, where's book 2? She was a librarian, so she was able to get me an advance copy of book 2. So I read it. And after I read book 2, I was hooked. I was done. I mean, book 1 got me interested. And when we got to the house, I was interested. And then book 2, I was done. I needed to know everything. So I looked online. I just started researching everything, and I found this Facebook group, and I joined it. And that was February of 2012. And then March of 2012, this lady named Jean Siska started posting in there.
When in 2012 was it? Because I remember, I was going to say it was like March.
Yeah, I said March 2012.
But joined. I didn't start posting right away because I was like kind of scared.
Why were you scared? Like, oh my God,
I had barely, that was the first time I had ever dipped my toe into a
fan
group.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on Facebook basically to keep in touch with my brother who was doing a mission trip in Mexico, and that was about it. And some high school friends, and never really adventured online before and dealt with people online. So that was like and that was all because I wanted to figure out, I didn't know Twitter, and I wanted to see what Deb was saying about the book on that Twitter conversation, and kind of followed the breadcrumbs to that group.
Wow.
Oh, right.
So maybe it was later that you posted?
I know by summertime I was posting.
Right.
It's just the first couple of months. It was like, maybe I posted a little bit, but not a lot at first.
My first interaction with you, Jean, was I had typed something and you had typed something after me and asked me a question in such a Jean way at the time, very lawyerly.
Well, like I was like totally unaware, oblivious as to the ways of the internet. So bygones.
I didn't take offense. I mean, it's very hard to offend me. So she asked me this question. It was very pointed and very direct. I was like, whoa, okay, this, and this.
Lawyer voice.
Yeah, and her lawyer voice. And I was like, okay, because everybody was very sweet in there. And I'm just...
not me.
I'm just not...
You were probably one of the first people I talked to because I'm like, okay, she kind of sounds like me. she won't think I'm an idiot. Or a bitch.
Yeah, no, and I never thought you were a bitch, but yeah, some people did. I don't know. Yeah, and then we started talking that way, and at the time, I think I was an admin, and I would intervene in a lot of the skirmishes that would show up in that group, and people didn't understand how Jean posted, so I'd have to go in and smooth it over a little bit occasionally. I think that's how we got talking, and she started messaging me. She's like, hey, I'm going to say this to this person. If I say it this way, will it be okay? And I'm like, yeah, you should be fine. And that's how me and Jean got to be pretty close.
Yeah, you were my online mentor.
Your filter. Run it through the filter.
She would
teach me your ways, though, Jedi Master.
All I told you to do was use more emojis so people knew that you weren't being just rude.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's a lawyer thing, but in the beginning, way in the beginning, you were so apprehensive. And I shouldn't say because I don't know how you felt, but you didn't use like an LOL ever. And you rarely do even now, but like emojis were sparse. And I just took it like very professional, not like that you were.
Yeah, that was mostly what it was. It's like I was so schooled and you don't do that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's just how it was. You don't abbreviate words. You don't LOL. You don't do emojis. Right. And here's a confession. I really didn't know how to make emojis.
Because back then it wasn't like you chose one, or you could even if you did it like a smiley face, a colon.
You still had to type everything out to make the smiley face appear, and I didn't know how to do any of that.
Okay, so Jean and I became pretty good friends. We took it outside of the group. We were friends outside.
And I will confess to you that taking that step outside the group, I was so afraid that it would be like, no, you can't come.
Oh, no.
Wait, weren't we? A lot of it was we were all up late at night. What was that wine you were drinking back then? It was like three blind drunk mice or something.
Oh yeah, I was like, I picked up this wine. I'm going to tell you if it's any fucking good.
What was it called?
I forgot.
It was like animals were involved. It was some ridiculous white wine. Oh,
3 drunk mice. That's what it was.
Okay, 3 blind drunk mice.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. So we got involved in, we research little things together, like the Aurora Consurgence, and we took it beyond nerd, Jean and I.
Well, and I could ask you all those questions about like Wicca and things like that. And
yeah.
The group was very conducive to that, though.
Yeah.
Back then.
It was.
Yeah, and Sassy Pants was in on some of it. And
yeah.
She was our PK.
Yes. Okay, so fast forward to December. Richard Armitage was in The Hobbit. His name was blowing up, and we had already fan casted him in our minds as Matthew Claremont. Yeah. Sheila came up and said, "Well, you know what? Let's just do it. If we want him to be cast as Matthew Claremont, let's just do it. We're gonna need a website. We're gonna need this." I'm like, I can do all that, and everybody's like, "What?" I'm like, so. Yeah, people didn't know that about me. Yeah, I know how to do that. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. But it's not going to be haphazard. It's not, I had guidelines, and Jean was by my side saying, okay, yep, she's in charge. If she doesn't want this, she was being my lawyer.
Yeah. This is how we're going to do this to make this run right.
Yeah. She's being my lawyer because a lot of people wanted to get involved. So she was like, nope, she wants a professional. She wants it to have one theme, one feel. Because let's face it, people in the group, when they first started that group, they were switching out the
I was using my superpower of bitchiness.
Yeah. I was going to say that about I only heard about the cover photo, but
they were switching out the cover photo once a week. There was no consistency. Everything you learn in graphic design, it was just the opposite. Yeah. That's what they did. So I was like, I want nothing to do with that. And we're like, okay, so we have a website, we have a Facebook page, but Twitter, we need to run a Twitter. Neither one of us were very comfortable with Twitter. We had just gotten on, and and I was a little bit better than Jean. But I was like, I cannot run the website and run social media too. Who do we know? Angela.
We saw that Angela Hutter girl.
Yeah, that Angela Hutter girl. Yeah.
You guys were the operating system, and I was just the program running in the background for now.
And she got both of us as her birthday present.
Yes. Isn't that wild? Oh, my God.
That is so hilarious.
Yeah, so the next day we friended her. We didn't know it was her birthday the day before. But yeah, we were her birthday present because that's probably the day we made our decision. Yeah, Angela Hutter. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, Angela. You got us.
Yeah.
And then
Aren't you lucky?
and we asked her if she would be interested in joining our little endeavor.
Her merry little band.
And bless us, she said yes. Oh, my God.
I think there were naked Michael Fassbender pictures in
There was. That was like you were testing the waters.
Test.
Yes.
Are you open-minded enough to deal with us and our ridiculousness?
So, Angela,
does this offend you?
From your point of view,
how do you remember it?
Yeah, when both of us came at you, were you like, "Whoa"?
I mean, it wasn't like we knew each other somewhat from the group. I joined in August. We had good conversations, and like I said, it was very meaningful, theorizing and all that kind of stuff in the group. So I felt comfortable with you guys, and we kind of took it offline a little bit. I mean, like just testing out Twitter, like, hey, look what I can do. And it was just like, kind of like bringing your outside into the group, or like, look what I can do. I'm like, look at this Twitter or this tweet that I just did. I mean, I didn't even, probably like my 10th tweet for all I know. And, you guys were like, oh, that's great. How fun. And, and then from my 10th tweet, you thought I was like the pro.
You were compared to us.
And then one day, Valerie, you sent a friend request, and then like 2 minutes later, I got one from Jean, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And then we just started hustling, man.
Which, if you know me, think about it, because I was probably a little bit more open with Facebook back then, and I would have definitely been friends with you guys. But you know me, I'm like a little bit stingy on the friend acceptance. So I got good vibes from you.
Yeah. See?
Ooh. Yay. I succeeded for once.
So I can relate to you, Anna, in a way where people at work I'm acquaintances with. I have lifelong friends from the military and school that we can talk for a while. But these two are my ride or die. I can talk to them every day about anything. And if some shit goes wrong in my life, I can type it in the message box, and they're going to be like, they'll be able to handle me when I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, when you're in your formative years, you make friends by the situations you're put in.
Yeah, there's situational friends. Yes.
Yeah. Situational places you are. And now you find friends through common interest, common ground.
Yeah. So that's the story of us. I am blessed to have these two in my life. Aw, that's sweet. Aww. Anyway, I think it is rare that, especially women, I think we need to support each other. It's important. It's not like when you're in your 20s and it becomes a competition, in your 40s and 50s and beyond. It has to be a support system. Yes. Seriously. So, I am a big proponent of supporting your sisters.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys are probably the closest female friends I've had.
Ooh, confessional.
Because I've had a lot of male friends, especially a lot of gay male friends, close friends, but since high school, not a lot. I mean, law school was all about business, and then as a lawyer, back when I started, there wasn't a ton of female lawyers. Period.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And most of my colleagues, you don't hang out with the wife. At least the wives don't hang out with me, because technically not being married and all is just all too weird a situation. So
isn't that strange,
you can't hang out with the wives, and then the wives get upset if you hang out with most of the husbands, especially here in Texas. So it's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so not a threat.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. We have to stop seeing each other as competition. We're not competing with each other. Come on.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it, ladies.
But I mean, as far as how
to make friends as an adult
or in this virtual situation, I
think once we traveled together that first time.
Oh, yeah.
It was done. We were locked in, sisters for life.
To Salem?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, God, that was such a great That was so ridiculous.
I think once you make that first trip together, that's why we're big proponents of the All Souls Con, you know,
Yes.
and finding friends out there and bonding that way. Because you know you have the one thing in common.
Yes.
So there's got to be a few other things you have in common too.
Well,
And I would say one of our pros for sure on art we do is negotiation, compromise. I don't know. It happens naturally. It's like not like we go like, okay, well now I have to do this. Now I have to give it. It's not that. It's like we're pretty harmonious, I want to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not always the case with other friends.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the other thing is too is right now, if you're seeing us 6 years into this,
Yes.
but even at the beginning, it was benefit of the doubt in dealing with folks online is first and foremost and most important.
Yes.
It's like, if you're questioning whether you should be offended, I mean, don't jump to being offended right away. Just Valerie gave me a chance and realized that's just the way she talks. She's not being a bitch. Take a second and don't assume the worst
Right.
out of the box because, you know, you might find something worthwhile there or maybe not.
Well, a lot of people are wired to assume the worst about people too.
I know. And I hate to say it. I think it's this atmosphere we're all in these days.
Yeah. So
And even I'm, you know, sometimes, and you just get so fed up with people. I know in my business life, it sometimes bleeds over and it's just like, you know what?
yeah.
This is too much effort to try and figure out whether or not you don't mean the worst right now. And I've got enough in my life. I don't need this too.
Yeah. This is true.
You're not a project think is worthwhile to take on.
And I think the reason we get along so well too is, I mean, a lot of reasons, but this is a labor of love for us. It's a hobby. It's something enjoyable. It's an escape, you know? So
It's an excuse to do something together.
Yes, it is. It is. I mean, and I could say I want black and Jean says I want black and Valerie says I want blue and Valerie be like, okay, I don't care. Whatever you guys want. And it's like, it's not life changing, you know, decisions where something's going to happen if we don't all agree, but we always do agree in the end. It's like, okay, next.
Yeah. And somebody usually has a good, and the other thing is too, is we can all, I think part of it is we're also kind of wired to be able to take emotion out of things. Not that we always do, especially me, but you know, to take the emotion out of things and look at things logically.
Yeah.
I won't always accept the logic, but I can recognize the logic.
I know. Usually I'm like, I don't care you agree with me, Valerie. Just listen to my point. You're like, I will. I'm like, thank you very much.
And yeah, so Jean, as lawyerly as she comes off and as hard as she comes off, and we've said this before, she's the softest flower of the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
fragile little Daisy.
By the time, like, always on the third day of the con, we're all hugging her. It's okay, Jean. It's okay.
You're not fragile. You're just a tender heart. That's all.
Yes. Angela appears the opposite of Jean. I wouldn't say she's a hard-ass bitch, hard-as-nails bitch. I would say she looks at things very logically at first.
She's very pragmatic.
Yes.
Angela, you are the pragmatic one. Definitely.
I think I'm the bridge in between.
Yes,
Honestly.
you are.
So yeah, that's why we work. It's hard to, I don't think people would find that anywhere. What do you always say, Angela? Lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Because we always said if we ever tried to do this in another fandom, it wouldn't be the same, even remotely.
No. Could you imagine stepping in? It's like, okay, Fever people, we're here now.
Right.
Get out of the way. No, we couldn't do that. So yeah, that's how we did that. What else did Anna say? Oh, yeah. These books, I don't know. They touch people somewhere. I mean, deep, deep somewhere. So I don't even know why these books, of all the books, why these ones hit me so hard and got me to the place.
It's a tapestry of everything that goes on. It's not just the fact that you've got Matthew and Diana. You got this family and this history and all these things going on, and it's smart and it
wasn't Matthew and Diana for me, which is the weirdest thing. You know, everybody's like, oh, Matthew and Diana. Yeah, they're the one true pairing in this story, but it wasn't them. It was everything around them that captured me. So, yeah. Well, that was a very long answer, Anna, but I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope everyone enjoyed us.
Okay, so we have one more. I think it's from Ivana.
Yay.
Okay, so this one's from Ivana.
Hi, Demon. It's Ivana from Australia. just wanted to say thank you for letting me get this in late. And all I can think of to share with you is my story of coming to this universe. So I was on a break from work one day, thought I need a book for when the clients don't arrive, and came across this book, which didn't read the back properly. It was about an academic, apparently. So I thought, that's great. I got back to work, still on clients, so I started reading and was thoroughly disappointed when I realized it was about witches and vampires. But that disappointment didn't last very long because the story sucked me in. Needless to say, it sucked me in quite a lot because I'm here many years and many rereads later. And I guess I also wanted to say thank you very, very much for the amazing podcasts that you do. Thank you for the group that you run. I love being a part of it. I love chatting about all the various things we chat about, but especially the books. Yeah, I look forward to the TV show and much, much more. Mwah.
Oh, thank you, Ivana.
Thank you, Ivana. And we're going to get to meet her in Cardiff.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
That was good story time. Like, we had to lean in to listen. I liked it.
I know.
It was perfect. It was such a story. Oh.
It was great hearing your voice, Ivana. Thank you so much. Thank you for sending that. I know you were shy about it at first, but it was great. Awesome.
I did that to the kids the other day in the car. It was, of course, Brecken's friend Kyle and Harlow and Brecken, and I started whispering. They're like, why are you whispering? And I said, because people listen when you whisper.
They do.
And they were like listening then. It was Harlow's therapist taught us that. Like, if you don't shout, if you just like talk a little bit quieter, she's forced to listen. I mean, it doesn't always work with her, but it did for a while.
It's an air traffic control trick.
Ooh, love it.
When planes are on final and they have their landing light on and you don't want to put them on blast, you just creep on there and you go, landing light.
I love it.
And then if you're in the tower, you see this whole row of airplanes coming in, just flicking their landing lights on and off, make sure it's not them. Yeah.
See, kids do listen when you whisper.
They do. Yep. So, yeah, landing light. Put it down. Anyway, that's some trivia you guys didn't need to know, but now you know it. So there you go. If it ever comes up in Trivial Pursuit.
What if you were on the other side? Could you land a plane in an emergency?
We have to go through classes, especially like if you're in airspace management, you have to go through classes so you know what to do, but we're not licensed pilots or anything like that. We wouldn't be able to walk up and say, I'll take over the plane.
No, but like if, I don't know, Sully got knocked out and he wasn't able to land in the Hudson.
Well, it would be like the simulators we're trained on just for play. You know, we have to go through this block of training. It would be like going from driving your personal car to getting into an 18-wheeler. With all the gears that you'd have to know, and you'd have to know how to make the turn. So you could do it. It wouldn't be pretty, but you could do it. So yeah, no, I would never attempt to land a plane on my own. No, leave that for the pros. The only thing, the block I teach for these young pilots, I know you guys occasionally hear me rant about the pilots. The only block I teach is airspace and instrument usage. So when they're flying and there's a bunch of fog, they have to rely on their instruments and their maps and their navigation. So that's the part I teach them how to do. Yay! That's a little bit about me. So do we want to air the grievances now?
Why not?
Yeah.
Do we have grievances from our listeners?
No, we don't.
We didn't ask that. We were smart. Didn't ask for it.
We didn't ask any.
Maybe next year.
Do you know what? We don't even have segments. We're just kind of flowing into everything.
That'll be a special patron level next year. You'll get to air your grievances on the Festivus episode.
I like that.
Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody who sponsored this episode at the end of the episode so you guys won't be embarrassed, okay? Patrons, Thank you. All right. So, what is your grievance, Angela? Don't we have to arm wrestle at one point?
That's the feats of strength.
That was the feats of strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm wrestling with time lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my-
you have grievances?
Grievances. You know what? It's kind of a backwards grievance. I'm not a fan of people in general, and our social media helps me escape.
Which is weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She's such a demon, guys.
You can mock with impunity. That's why you like social media. You can think these things to yourself and nobody's catching you.
Yep. I don't like to be the center of attention. I don't like people in general. I'm not a fan of people. I need that shirt. People, not a fan.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
I love our engagement with social media. I love running it. I love interacting when people ask questions or just the niceties. It's my bubble, I call it. So maybe it's my escape.
So you get your social out there.
Yes.
So look at the service you guys are providing Angela, guys.
I know.
Yes.
You're giving her social interaction when normally she'd probably have none.
Right.
She just get off my lawn.
Yes.
All right. So Jean, what is your grievance?
My grievance. I try not to complain too much. So I come back to me. I feel like I haven't made my choice on the menu yet.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to you. I don't have a specific grievance. My main, if you call it a grievance, my main thing is I'm an introvert. Mm-hmm. And that carries over in all things. When I feel like I'm getting crowded in, I hole up to myself. Okay. So how does that relate to this fandom? How does this relate to this series? Well, this fandom is getting crowded. It's getting big. It's not as crowded as a well-established, but we're getting like fan art and fan fiction. That's all starting to come to fruition. We're becoming an actual no shit fandom right now. And I find myself creeping inward. I don't engage in the big Facebook group anymore. I just don't. Jean tells me what goes on and I'm like, oh, really? That happened? I belong to it, but I'm barely in there. I posted in our Facebook group because this thing, Conversation Starter, came up that we now have these badges. And I was like, what is this shit?
We're not big enough for that. Honestly and truly. It's like, God, there's not even 200 people in here and you're going to start with that kind of crap.
We also got admin badges. I was like, I thought they didn't do that for little groups.
I thought that was
Apparently
so cute. I saw
now.
Jean's. I'm like, oh, she got a little badge.
Great. Another one.
looks like sheriff's in town.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I've got the big mouse badges too many places, I guess.
So, little things are coming up that I don't feel aware of, and I feel like they're blindsiding me. I'm like, did I miss something? What is this Conversation Starter bullshit? I don't know.
No.
Occasionally, I know Angela knows when I'm in there because I'll look at our notifications and it probably takes her notifications off when I look at them.
Sometimes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Because I like to see what's going on. And I'm like, okay, why are we getting like 6 notifications? And we're getting tagged a lot for a lot of these other entities. And, what was it yesterday? Who are they? Goods Gigglers. Okay. So what do they do?
I get your frustration. It's like there's so many of these, I don't know, entities. What do you want to call them? Popping up. It's like,
I don't think they found their voice yet.
No, and I don't know. I guess it's in some fandom. We're maturing as a fandom in that we're getting the fans of being fans, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, it's more about being a fan than being a fan of something. Does that make sense?
At this point in time, I guess. I mean, I think you can be a true fan. I think they're Matthew Good fans.
Yeah. And I think the giggling came because there was a video clip of who giggles the most. And
he says giggle a lot on White's show.
Yeah. And that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll keep an eye out on them and see how that progresses, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because I saw we got tagged a lot by them yesterday. And I'm not on social media, so if any of you good skigglers, any of you?
That's
hi.
B. You know B. It's B. B's a good giggler. He's a good giggler.
Hi, B.
Maybe we...
Hi, B.
Just ask me what the
deal
Googles are
is
about. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, a lot of entities out there that I don't know what their mission statement is. I don't know what their whole reason of being is, but I'll be interested to see what comes of them. And
But remember when we busted on the scene, and I do mean busted on the scene in Armitage for Claremont. I mean, we were confident that this was going to take off in his fandom because we thought the casting was perfect.
Like the Kool-Aid guy. That's what,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Well, the casting was kind of perfect. They just all didn't like the book.
Right.
That was we didn't, How could you not like this series? Apparently, there's
Well,
ways.
I know the ones that actually picked it up were like, I love the book.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
We did convert a lot of people to readers.
Yeah. So there's
Take that, non-readers.
I'm just saying we were very confident, which
Yes.
as we should have been. I mean, we wouldn't have, if we would have overthought it or not been confident, we never would have taken the first step.
Yeah. So
Well, we were confident and competent.
Yeah, true.
yes.
And I think that's what made a lot of people upset because we didn't just bumble our way around.
Yeah. I remember one person who was a prominent blogger in that fandom said, oh, the purported Armitage for Claremont, the people who are running this purported campaign seem to have a website. It seems they're, I forgot. I was like, it was kind of a sideways compliment where
Yeah. Oh, look,
she liked the
they don't
website.
completely. Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, look, they don't completely suck.
But I'll still never agree to it.
Like they appeared.
I'm talking about not airing of grievances. She was Miss Airing of Therapy.
Oh, wow. You know why I went back and read that blog? One of her latest.
Oh,
You did?
God, no.
I was just like,
Do
I was wondering what she was up to.
Why?
It's same thing, different day. It's just a lot of words.
Yeah, I'll say
Same old therapist or new therapist?
I don't know.
I couldn't get past the first 10, and you would like stick through all 5,000.
Give us the bullet points, Val.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. Now, I rarely even think of that person, but she went out of her way to make us feel bad.
But that was her modus operandi, though. She did that to a lot of people.
Yeah, so fandom can be toxic, so we're trying to make it a nice space for everybody to enjoy.
Yes, definitely.
Hold the phone here because I'm going to see if she still follows us. I got to think of her name, though. Oh, my gosh. I know what we call her, and I know what her...
What we call her.
Yeah.
We won't say that
I forget
online,
it.
guys.
I can't remember her name. My memory's too bad. Oh, I remember it now. Okay, hang on.
Oh, this is a good therapy session, guys.
She does follow us still.
Oh, she does? Mm-hmm. Just on that platform?
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping an eye out on the enemy, man. Anyway, what were we talking about?
My grievance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, air your grievances, Gene.
Everybody thinks I've got a lot to grieve about. Not really. I mean, I guess my only grievance is that things are changing, but that's not really a grievance. That's life.
Yeah. Things are changing quickly.
Yeah. And I guess the fact that we're losing some of our nerdiness, I mourn that.
But we're still nerdy.
Not us in here, but I mean the bigger fandom.
Yeah.
The bigger fandom used to be a place where you could like really dig in and like talk about like the Aurora Consurgis.
Yes.
Like we did.
You can pick it apart like that. Yeah.
We are kind of losing a little bit of nerdiness in here too, though, just simply because we don't have enough time to
I know.
do some of the picking apart.
Times Convert is sitting there like a full meal in the refrigerator.
But that's good. We'll have time maybe next year.
Oh, I know. We have been and will be picking apart the TV show some, I think. So
yeah.
Eventually we'll be picking apart on the podcast too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes. So that's I'm mourning, not grieving. Oh. Well, I am a different kind of grieving.
Well, that's part of my Festivus miracle. Some geekiness reference the TV show. I found some geekiness and then really thought this through. When I bring it up, you guys are going to be like, "Oh my God, you're right."
I know. I'm sure we will.
Now you guys are dying. I'm not saying.
I know. Tell me more.
You guys are dying. Okay, so I want to tell our audience, have a very happy Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy whatever you celebrate. Mm-hmm. And what
is winter solstice anyways? What's the name of the pagan holiday? I can't remember. Besides cold as fuck.
Wicca for the rest of us.
Yes, Yule.
Yeah, it is Yule.
Okay.
Yeah. I just celebrate Christmas with my family. Snow.
I'm kind of in the mood for a Bouche Noël this year.
Ooh, right now.
I haven't had one of those in years. Perhaps.
Okay, let me go to the witch's calendar. Here we go. Summer solstice, spring equinox, autumn.
That's all they call it?
Halloween, Thanksgiving, holidays. Some celebrate Yule, some celebrate Saturnalia. Look at that.
There you go.
And also sign up for Sundance Now and Shudder, guys.
Yes.
Don't forget to do that.
Lady Demons.
Lady Demons, all caps, all one word. There's our promo code for 30 days of free binging and streaming. You can't beat that. What else should I say? I should thank our patron sponsors, Colleen Sabino. Thank you for this episode. Shannon Millman Rodriguez. Thank you for this episode. And Linda Zip. Thank you for this episode. Because I had to do it that way because we really didn't have any segments or anything. We just kind of freewheeled it. As is our holiday tradition.
Yeah.
Hands off the wheel today.
Yeah. We're all fat, dumb, and happy sitting by the fire just chatting.
Yeah. Gonna mix up some Tom and Jerry's and we'll all be content.
Yes. Just
now you got me
what?
craving a Bouche Noël now. I'll have to go get some ho-hos.
Yeah, but they've shrunk so much in size. They're just a hoe now. And as I said that to my mom, like I was back home visiting, and she had some because they're my dad's favorite, and I'm looking at them going like, these aren't ho-hos, these are just hoe. Where's the other half?
Oh, there's that ditch driving we like to do.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the holidays without it, you know?
All right, guys. So happy holidays. And who knows what we're going to discuss on the after show. Oh, by the way, after this, we are on break. You will not hear from us until January 3rd.
But we'll visit with you guys in the group.
We'll visit with you guys in the group. And January 3rd, we will put out a trailer episode. Just a quick recap of what we're going to do. And also January 3rd, we're going to have a huge giveaway. Huge.
Yes.
Oh my
You
gosh.
have no idea how huge.
Wait, when is that again?
January 3rd.
Wow.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss this giveaway. It is huge. Oh my God. So, yeah, not quite a Christmas gift. We still have to do our holiday giveaway, which will be huge, but the smaller scale
Not quite
huge.
as huge.
Not quite as huge, but yes. So keep an eye out for that. And we love you guys. Have a safe holiday season. Have a happy new year. And we'll talk to you on the 3rd of January.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Festivus.
Yay! Air your
Give me a kiss.
grievances. Mwah. And talk to you next year. Yeek.